All right, so today I asked you to come because you had done a post about a water heater and how you're supposed to flush it. And I was like, I didn't know that, and that's not good. So I was hoping you would talk about some common maintenance things that homeowners should be doing that they might not know about.
Sure.
So.
Yes, the water heater is always up there on my priority list of items. A tankless water heater, they go normally about 20 years,
Okay.
as long as you maintain them right.
Okay.
But same thing with the tank water heater, it definitely needs maintenance. A big one is gutters. If there's gutters on a house, got to keep those gutters cleaned and all the seams sealed.
Okay.
And that will prevent the water from getting onto the fascia and causing fungus and dry rot.
Okay, so how do you know if they're sealed or not?
It should last about 10 years.
Okay.
What you'll notice is as you're looking at the gutters, you'll see almost like they had been leaking. So there will be some weeping at the seams.
Okay.
And so then that's when you know, hey, it's time to clean the gutters out. Have some more new sealant applied inside the gutter so that way they don't leak.
Okay, and is that a pretty easy DIY thing or?
It's super easy DIY. Well, I say that, but there is a ladder involved.
Okay,
so there
fair
is some
enough.
safety. You're gonna have some safety protocols in place using a ladder too.
Okay, safety
Okay.
first.
Yes, safety's always first.
What else we got?
So the other thing, we all have toilets. I always tell everyone, hey, while you're at the toilet, see if it rocks a little. And if it does, make sure you tighten those bolts down and replace that wax ring so that way it doesn't cause water damage.
I love all this, it's great.
Most modern day electric panels have what we call AFCI breakers, and they have an additional test button safety feature on them that need to be tested regularly for function. So an AFCI breaker can tell the difference between an appliance being plugged in, cause too much juice and the breaker trips, or it can tell if the wiring behind the wall is loose. That breaker will trip and prevent arcing and sparking behind the wall, which could cause a fire. So you always want to make sure you hit that test button. If it doesn't trip, then you know that one breaker needs to be replaced. There's a lot of myths out there as to why smoke detectors turn yellow, but the number one reason is the chemical that detects smoke is called bromine.
Okay.
And it's also used in fighting fires. And so when the smoke detector starts aging, that chemical leaches out and stains the plastic yellow.
Huh. Okay.
And so then the smoke detector is not going to be able to do its job.
Gotcha.
So if,
Yellow detector,
yes,
time to replace it?
time to replace it.
Good to know.
Some other stuff, just always under the sinks, just check for water leaks. Make sure that there's no water leaking under the cabinet, which, health and safety, it only takes 24 to 48 hours for mold to set in and start growing. And so you want to make sure that anytime anyone has water leaks, fix those as quick as possible.
What is the craziest thing that you've seen in inspections? I love these stories.
Oh my goodness. Okay, we're going to write a novel. I was in Tulare.
Okay.
And I had just got done walking the buyer through the whole place, and I showed her the electric panel and the buyer's agent was there. And I said, in case of an emergency, here's the main disconnect to the electric panel. So it turns off all the power to the house. So I said, okay, I'm filling up the shower pan. I'm gonna go into the house and check for leaks. And the house had a crawl space and it was big enough where I was on my hands and knees. I wasn't on my stomach. And I said, okay, unplug the drain for me. I'm under the house. Well, the drain was not attached properly. And so it came off, all that water flooded onto an electrical outlet that shouldn't have been that close to the drain line.
Oh no.
And it did send a bolt of electricity across the water.
Oh my gosh, did
right
you
by my
see
feet.
it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, how crazy.
Yeah. And that got a little scary. For me, it's always spiders.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, no spiders.
I've been bit 3 times.
Oh my gosh, by like black widows or
We're
just...
not sure what kind.
Ooh.
The doctor said, well, it would have been helpful if you would have been able to bring the spider in.
You're all sorry, I burnt it down.
Yes,
Like the whole thing
yes,
is
the
gone.
whole- yes. So it's got me twice on my right arm. one on my right leg.
Oh my goodness.
And I had to see a specialist in LA. And she said that once you've been bit by spiders, that you produce a pheromone, and spiders are more attracted to you.
Oh my gosh, they're like, hey
Yes.
guys, I already started getting this
They're
one.
like-
It's
they're
an
like,
easy
look,
prey.
he looks pretty
Come get
plump and juicy. We'll start with him. So
Oh my
I've got
gosh.
MRSA, I've got staph from it,
Oh,
and
no.
I can't afford to be bit ever again. So
Yeah.
when it comes to crawl spaces and I see live active widows or any other kind of spider, I'm like, well, that's the one for the pest company to do. I'm always about the maintenance. I had a maintenance business for 20 years. My report is so full of maintenance information for the buyer. Okay, so the report not only includes the condition of the house at the time of the inspection, but it has a maintenance schedule for, hey, every month you should be doing this, every bi-monthly you should be doing this, up to a year out. Here's what you should do for spring, fall, winter.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and so it just makes the buyer a better homeowner because it's such a big purchase.
Right.
You need to take care of it.
Yeah, and if people don't ever teach you those things, like if your parents never owned their home, or you just don't know what to do. So
Right.
it makes it more affordable because you don't have to pay for a new water heater because you didn't flush it out every year.
Right.
It makes so much sense. It's great.
Yeah.
And then it's worth more when you go to resell because
Exactly.
you've taken good care of it.